So I had the delusional idea to test the top 10 most recommended free drawing apps to find out which one is the best. So let's go. So here's the homepage. Right off the bat, they want you to pay $2.99 for premium. No thank you, not today. All their brushes are laid out on the left side. They have quite a range of variety, which is really cool. And speaking of variety, let me tell you how we're gonna have fun here, okay? So we have 10 free apps to cover. And on each app, we're gonna draw a different facial feature. So for example, I'll draw the right eye on Sketchbook, maybe the left eye on ibisPaint, and at the end, it'll come together as a Frankenstein mashup of different features drawn on different apps. I truly can't wait to see it come together. Also, at the end of each test drawing, I'll be doing a quick pros and cons list, as well as a final overall ranking of the app. Okay, now back to Sketchbook and their color wheel on the top right. All right, first brush stroke. All right, it's not bad. And you can double tap to erase. One thing I noticed, however, is that the erase is slightly laggy. Actually, I take it back. It is very laggy. It's laggy to the point where it's kind of distracting, especially as someone who really likes to draw kind of fast. Like erase and then draw a line, erase and draw a line. This was quite a struggle. And on the topic of the eraser, I also can't find the eraser brush. Like I might be blind, but I can't find like the brush for the eraser. Okay, here is the right eye for our Frankenstein monster drawn on Sketchbook. I'm gonna play around with a little bit of different brushes because I drew this all with one brush. Let me do some like shadows. Hold on, does this eye kind of look like an Ariana Grande eye, or is it just me? So the Sketchbook Pros, it's simple. Nothing exceptional stands out, just simple. Simple interface, simple brushes. It's good for people who want to draw for fun once in a while. Versatile brushes. They got a good amount. Basic extra functions like a symmetry tool, geometric shapes, time lapse, and I guess, I don't know, their color wheel stood out to be pretty cool. And the cons. The lag. The lag is terrible. I hate it. Also, why is the eraser brush so hard to find? I still can't find it. Text tool is also horrible. So if you're a text-based artist, maybe skip this app. And there's limited layer functions. Like there's no clipping mask. So overall, 5 out of 10. One word to describe it, simple. And here's the first facial feature of our face. And that is done. Okay, stop. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, are you only going to review apps that are found for iOS like Apple? No, I got you. Don't worry. Oh my god, I almost cracked my screen. Because I've got XPPen's Magic Drawing Pad. Yes, the iconic 12-inch standalone Android drawing tablet. 3:2 wide ratio screen. X3 Pro pencil. Look at how good that sounds. ASMR. Yes, so we're trying out ibisPaint, which is available on Android, as you can see here, and also on Apple. So first impression, the pen feels really good. Very smooth. Okay, I know this is not drawing app related, but this pen, you don't have to charge it, which I think is super cool because you have to charge your Apple Pencil. Oh, you know what I also like? It kind of has that like realistic pen and paper feel. And I don't have like a screen protector or anything. It just like feels like that. Win-win. Oh, they have a lot of brushes. Wow. And their eraser tool is right here. Clear as day. Sketchbook, please take some notes. We shall go with the basic brush. You can watch an ad and get the paid brushes for free up to 18 hours. But you know, just for the sake of the video, we're not going to do that. You just double tap to erase as well. Okay, so we're going to do the left eye. That is a terrible eyebrow. Hold on, let me start over. You know what's fun? Last time our eye kind of looked like Ariana Grande, right? What if every single facial feature is like a celebrity? So our end Frankenstein is like a celebrity feature mashup. I have no idea why, but the first celebrity that came to mind was Ed Sheeran. So let's draw Ed Sheeran's left eye. Some other important features to note is they have a liquify tool. Yes, I love the liquify feature. I need this feature. They have a smudge tool, a blur tool, as well as a lasso tool. But yeah, so I always get questions as to what Android tablets I recommend, and I think XPPen is great because it's an anti-glare standalone drawing tablet, so you don't need to connect to a computer or anything. Super convenient. It's basically a super lightweight mobile studio, and as I noted previously, you can watch an ad to get more brushes for free for up to 18 hours, but there are multiple pre-installed drawing softwares like ibisPaint and Medibang, which we'll get into later on. But this product does come with a 3-month free membership of ibispaintx, so that is a win. I know what you're probably thinking. Viora, is this really the best eye you got? Listen, it kind of looks like it, okay? Also, I might just actually be dumb because it took me so long to actually find where to save the image. Also, bad drawing does not equal bad program or bad device. Please keep that in mind while you're looking at this questionable eye, because I actually really like this program and device. So with that said, IBIS Pros, they have a lot of versatile tools. They have templates, patterns, textures. I didn't put down versatile brushes just because like 99% of them are behind the ad paywall. Next, no layer limit, meaning you can do as many layers as you want. Also, it just feels a little bit more professional, whether it's the clean interface or a range of tools. I just feel like you can do a lot more with ibisPaint. And the time lapse is just automatically on, so you don't have to worry about forgetting. And onto the cons. It's very pixely. Even with a smaller sized canvas, I still find it not very high def. Also, the bigger canvas size you go, the slower and laggier it gets. Next, the ads know your location, which I guess is the norm now, but if you're like me and you like to film your screen sometimes when you're drawing, I'm sure you wouldn't want your audience to know where you're based, hence me covering it with my keyboard here. Also, I noticed the paint bucket tool was not very intuitive, so I'd recommend trying to learn how to use the lasso tool to color instead. And the pen pressure was not very easy to control. There was a lot of manual adjustments of going back and forth, so not my favorite when it comes to coloring. Overall, 7.8 out of 10. And one word to describe it, clean. Oh my gosh, wait, I didn't think this through. They're looking in different directions. You know what? Too late. It's been done. Let's move on. Actually, wait, while we're still on the topic of pros and cons, I'm going to give a quick pros and cons of the XPPen tablet. First, I like how light it is. It's truly so light. You could probably slip this in your backpack and not even know it's there. Also, I love just like the matte paper feel and like how the pen actually feels on the tablet. So satisfying. Cons is sometimes when I'm typing, I like switching between my finger and my pencil. I don't know if that's just me, but it takes a while for it to switch back and forth between your finger touch and your pen touch. So there is quite a lag there if I'm trying to type with both. Also, the battery life is not the best. I had it fully charged at 100 and now it's already at 70. And I think I only used it for like an hour and a half. And we are back on Apple because we have to try out Freeform. Honestly, my expectations for this are like below the ground. Just because it's not a specialty drawing app, but it does have the drawing-like features and it is free, so we gotta review it. So this one isn't the easy double tap to erase. You gotta click this undo button. Also, the most we got for pen feature changes is the opacity and the thickness, which is not a lot. And as far as pens go, there's just this thicker one, a thinner one, this weird highlight opacity brush, and this crayon one. Their color wheel, however, is more extensive, and that's basically all we got for tools and brushes. At least their eraser brush is very in the clear, unlike Sketchbook. Is that just gonna be like a running joke throughout all these apps? I just have to roast Sketchbook's eraser. And we're gonna draw the nose, but I have no idea whose nose to draw, so whoever is on the cover of Vogue 2019's magazine will be the nose, which is Rihanna. All right. Okay, you know what? I'll do it with the sketch brush. Hopefully this will turn out a little bit better. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like I started drawing it front view, but then I realized she's a little bit pointing that way, so now this angle is just not good. And there's no like soft airbrush where I can do some shadows and some nice rendering, so I can't give her that nose contour that looks so good here. But you know what? We still got something. We got a nose right here. Okay, so Freeform Pro is literally the simplest interface. I think a 6-year-old can understand it. Also, no ads. I think using this right after ibisPaint with their Adpocalypse really stood out. And I guess this could be a pro, but it reminds me of a program that an architect student could use. Like if you want to draw a fully rendered painting, this isn't your app. But if you're just here for some good old sketching like an architect student or some mood boarding, maybe this is a good alternative. And then the cons, it's not made for painting at all, which means there's basically no brush or tool variety. It's extremely limited, and it's also inconvenient to import because they don't really have like proper canvas sizes. So as a mood board, which is what Apple intended it to be used for, A+, but as a drawing software, 1 out of 10. And to describe it in one word, I would say bad. And here's the mashup of our celebrity face so far. Right off the bat, it looks a lot like Procreate. Okay, first brush stroke. All right, it looks pretty good. And they have the double tap to erase. There is no lag. Very clean interface. You can see you can change the size of the brush here. You can also change the opacity here. The brush is here, the eraser is here, the layers are here, and the color is up here. And the basic tools are up here, like the lasso tool and the paint bucket. Let's draw some lips. I'm not going to tell you whose lips these are, so you're just going to have to guess. Hello, it is time for the secret message. If you're new here, I hide secret messages in all my videos. However, recently I found out people skip to the secret message because they found out I change what appears on screen. However, this time I'm not changing anything. It's just purely audio. So if you're hearing this, you are truly actually special. Let's do a nice simple question. Who is your first celebrity crush? I feel like that's pretty on topic. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought that this would be recognizable, but it's Sabrina Carpenter. One thing that I just have to mention is, you know, like the liquefied liquify tool, the thing that you can like warp and move stuff around. At first, I thought it wasn't working or I was on the wrong layer, but look how tiny the brush is. Like, this is puny. Like, what if I want to move the entire lip, you know? Like, I don't think I can change it. My brush is already at the max size. Wow, look at this stunner. Okay, let's switch it up a bit. I'm gonna do a live review. A pro is they have a very clean, easy to understand interface. It's not too overwhelming like ibisPaint. Another pro is there's no lag with the eraser. It just feels very smooth, very quick. Another pro is if you want to get into animation, they actually have an animation function here. And next, it just feels very smooth. There has been pretty much no glitches so far. I actually really like this. But some cons. I already mentioned their warp tool is not my favorite. Another con is I don't see a text function. I know a lot of apps have a lot of problems with text functions, but this one doesn't even have a text function. Also, I don't see like a grid tool or like a perspective tool or symmetry tools. These are all the tools that they have here. So overall, I would give it like an 8.1 out of 10. And one word to describe it, smooth. Oh my gosh. Next up, we got Artbook right off the bat. It also kind of looks like Procreate. One thing, however, that I'm confused about is why is there like weird color swatches? Oh, it changes the color of the paintbrush? Does this mean they have like a set color for each brush? That's kind of weird. Let's do the bangs on Artbook. So I quite like Billie Eilish's like wispy bangs. So let's do this photo. I actually quite like the default texture brush that they have going on here. It's not bad. Overall, feeling wise, it feels quite good. There's no lag. It feels very smooth, very clean. Hi, yeah, so I accidentally made her hair way too yellow. It looks like a yellow highlighter. It looks really bad. And I tried to change the color of like at least the liner, but I honestly have no idea how to do that. Like, I'm trying to drag it over and it fills up 1 pixel. So I'm sorry to Billie Eilish, this does not represent who you are. You know what, let's just continue with the live reviews. It feels a little bit more personal, right? Overall, their interface is really easy to understand. Besides the weird color palette, everything else, nice. They also have nice brushes, like different stamps, very good variety. Cons, they do have ads. Also, some tools here are only premium, but they don't tell you. Like, I tried to liquify and it says it's a pro feature only, and they do have limited layer functions, like they don't have a clipping mask. So because of that, it's not super color friendly. And we saw before, I tried to fill in different layers and they just filled in 1 pixel. So overall, I would give it like a 6.1 out of 10. And one word to describe it, meh. Oh no, this is starting to look really scary. It kind of reminds me of an Attack on Titan. And here is the Medibang interface. First brush stroke. A little bit pixelated, actually quite pixelated. Let's do the face shape. Who has a very distinctive face shape? I literally don't know. Zendaya? Let's do Zendaya's face shape. Why not? All right, can you tell that this is Zendaya's face shape? I want to liquify just a little bit, but I can't find it. They do seem to have slightly more layer functions, like they have clipping mask, alpha lock. But like Artbook, I don't know if I can actually change the color of the liner once it's been drawn. Like, I can't drag it and fill it in. Okay, live review. The pros, they do have a lot of layer functions. I also like this feature where it allows you to hide the color wheel or the brushes. But honestly, I will have to say there are a lot more cons, which is kind of shocking because I was kind of expecting more from this. First, I don't think it has a super clean and clear interface. Like, if you are a pure digital art beginner and you open up to this, I would be a little bit daunted. I'm also not a huge fan of how they don't have the brush preview. They also have ads, which I am hiding over here. And if you want to save something, you also have to watch another ad. Why do I feel like horses are now haunting me? It is also super pixelated. I don't know what's going on. My canvas size is at its screen size and it's still very pixelated. I didn't think it could get worse, but it literally just did. You know who this kind of looks like? Ellen DeGeneres. I'm sorry. Overall, I would say 4.2 out of 10. One word to describe it, underwhelming. They hit you with the membership right off the bat. So I can see a con right now is we have a limited number of layers and apparently we can't export in PNG. Goodbye. First brush stroke feels pretty good. I will say they do have a lot of cool brushes. What should we do on Art Studio? Let's draw the hair. You know whose hair is pretty recognizable and cool is Melanie Martinez. So let's do that one. I will say drawing that felt really nice. It was super smooth, no glitches. So far, I am very impressed. Okay, what? I tried to make a 4th layer and apparently I can't because I'm using the free version. That is a little bit stingy, I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna make do with what I can with 3 layers, but just know that I typically use maybe up to 30, so dang, Art Studio, you were doing so well. I was literally just saying how impressed I am. Now you just kind of hit rock bottom for me. However, I can change the color of the liner, which is a bonus, but I can't get past the 3 layers. Wait, oh my god, what? Did I just delete it by accident? What is going on? Okay, so I literally just exited out of the app for like 2 seconds and it just deleted my file. Okay, let's start off with the cons, shall we? Deleted my Hello, I've calmed down, so let's do the pros. So it actually felt pretty nice to draw with, and I will say they do have really good brush varieties. Overall, the drawing experience was really good because there's no glitch, no lag, no ads, and they overall had a really clean and easy to understand interface. However, the cons cannot be ignored. What kind of app automatically deletes your drawing if you click out? I will never understand. Also, 3 layers. Who can work with 3 layers? I feel like that will hold you back a lot. I also can't find the liquify tool. You also can't save as a PNG. So overall, I'm gonna have to sadly give it a 5. I know, it started off so strong. And one word to describe it, betrayal. And I'm sorry, Ellen/Titan, but you're gonna have no hair because we just got betrayed by Art Studio. Alright, I'm excited for this one, Adobe Fresco. So they make you sign up. Okay, so they gave me a list of pros, no layer limit, special effects, and you can add movement. Alright. First, brush stroke. Is it just me or do they genuinely all look the same? So we're doing the right ear for Adobe Fresco. I had no idea which celebrity to pick, so I typed in celebrity ear and the first one that I saw was Jennifer Lawrence, so we're gonna do J-Law's ear. I do like how they organize the brushes into different types. I feel like that's quite unique. Have you guys ever wondered, like, why are human ears shaped like this? Like, what evolutionary process led to the point where our ears have like these curves in these spots? Is that a weird thing to question? I don't know. Like, it's just such an odd shape. This isn't a jab at J-Law, by the way. All our ears look like this. I'm just wondering, in an evolutionary point of view, what led to this? Do you guys have piercings? I have 3 on one. Oh my god, I almost choked. I have 3 on one ear and then 2 on the other. Asymmetrical. Why did that feel so fast? Did I do this a little bit too fast? I should have like taken my time. Woo, look at that ear. This is a huge redemption after the Art Studio flop. Hold on, it wasn't even a flop. That was a straight up betrayal. And here's our celebrity mashup with the ear. And Adobe Fresco Pros. It's professional yet very easy to use and understand. You don't feel too overwhelmed when you see it. Also, they have really good brushes. Like, they look and feel good to draw with. They also have extensive layer and tool variety. Look at this liquify. Very smooth. Basically, I just can't believe this is free. And the cons. I can't find a way to export it as PNG. I even deleted the background layer. I hid it and it still comes across with a white background. You also can't create new brushes, which I love to do. And after doing some research, I don't know if this is actually free. They call it a freemium, so I'm assuming you can use a free version, but you can pay for even better features. Overall, I would give this like a 9.5 out of 10. This is a program that I can genuinely see myself wanting to learn, and I low-key do. So one word to describe it, wow. Alright, and now we have the Infinite Painter interface. Immediately, I can see that this is probably one of the cleanest interfaces we've seen so far. It looks like there's nothing. I'm not complaining, I quite like it. Again, they got a good amount of brushes, nice and organized. This is an interesting one, alright. I've never seen this before. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop the accent because it's probably getting annoying, but here we have, whoa, why are all their tools premium? You have to pay for, there's like one that I can use. Oh my gosh, and there's more. I don't know who's left ear to draw, so whoever is on the cover of Vogue 2024, Emma Watson, okay. Do you think anything would come up if I type in Emma Watson left ear? Oh, okay, thank you. You know what I just realized is I was like faking a British accent and then we just happened to draw Emma Watson now, who is British. Is that like a huge coincidence or am I just like some sort of psychic? Okay, one thing that I've learned in the past like hour is I don't know how to draw ears. Like, I don't know if this is good or bad because normally I just draw it like this and I'm like, woo. Okay, done. That's an ear. Boom. Infinite Painter ear. Our celebrity mashup is almost complete. We just need the neck. How are we feeling about this? I feel like I've become so immune to this face, it no longer frightens me. You know what? For good time's sake, let's do another live review. Pros. It looks and feels very nice. I think this is one of the ones that feel the best to draw with. It just feels very natural, very normal. No glitches, no ads, no lag. So I think the minimalism of it makes it very good for beginners. Cons. So like Art Studio, it only gives you 3 layers. layers. I still don't know who can work with only 3 layers. Same thing with their effects and tools. Everything is basically just all premium. And to change your brush size, I'm not a huge fan of like clicking into the brushes and then clicking it again to change it. Maybe I'm just lazy, but I like it when it's like over here so I can just quickly adjust it. So kind of like the other freemium models, it feels like a free trial of an app that you're supposed to pay for. Because honestly, I can't really see myself doing a really detailed piece with only 3 layers. Aside from that, I do quite like it, so I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. And one word to describe it: potential. Okay, never mind. This is the simplest interface I've ever seen. So it seems like the only brushes that we have are the ones they have over here, but honestly, they are pretty cool. Like, look at this. I have never seen something like this before. All right, let's get a little fancy and do a nice little oil pastel for the last one. Wait, I just realized I subconsciously drew the neck. Oh, wait, they have more brushes down here. Oh, wait, they're behind a paywall. I typed in celebrity neck, and the first one that I saw was Dwayne Johnson, so let's do Dwayne Johnson's neck. He's got a pretty big neck, got some good, like, shadows going on here. Okay, I'm sorry, but if I saw this, I would not know that it is a neck. How about now with the shirt on? Can you kind of tell it's a neck? Okay, you know what? I see huge potential in this app as well. I'm just so not accustomed to like watercolor crayon kind of textures. I feel like after the learning curve, this could be a great tool actually. Art Set 4 Pros. They have some decent brushes that I think are really good for lettering. I feel like this is a great option. And I think just this brush in general is so cool. Another thing that I like is they just have a default paper texture, and these are not behind a paywall, which is good. However, the cons, I would say majority, like 99.9% of the things are behind a paywall. So I honestly can't say much for the other brushes. The ones that I've tried are pretty nice. Another huge con is I can't even adjust the size of the eraser. So if I want to erase this, it's going to take a while. You should be able to adjust your brush size, right? And if you want to do huge rendered paintings, I feel like that would be quite hard because I don't think this app even has a layer function. Obviously, I don't think it's made for large rendered images. It's more for like acrylic or oil or watercolor people who just need a few or just one layer, honestly. So overall, I would give it like a 4.6 out of 10. One word to describe it: different. And the final piece of the puzzle has now come together to make this glorious mashup. So the finale review, we tried 10 free drawing apps: Sketchbook, ibis, Freeform, HiPaint, Artbook, Medibang, Art Studio, Adobe Fresco, Infinite Painter, and Art Set 4. Some iOS, some Android, all valuable players with their own pros and cons. Some cons stood out over the rest, like the Art Studio situation that we are not going to talk about, or some apps only having 3 layers, very questionable. But in the end, one app in particular stood out among the rest and really exceeded my expectations. I genuinely see myself wanting to try and learn this program aside from the one I currently use, which is Procreate, and I think it was a one-time purchase of around $10. And side note, if you're curious, I use the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 4th gen, and my favorite go-to brush for everything is the Dreamy Sketch, which you can find in the description. Honestly, I don't know who I'd be without it. Quick side note, a lot of people ask, why did you choose Procreate? Honestly, it was just the one that I saw the most people use for iPad, so I just went with that. Anyways, the winning free drawing app for me is Adobe Fresco. I honestly had a hard time thinking up cons for it, so let me know which one you found the best, and that's all for now. All right, bye!